And my Wi-Fi is finking out when I go live. Excellent. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is the final Friday of March. So we're here together, gathered today to do some productivity things. I do productivity streams for a couple hours every first Friday and every final Friday. So basically that's 2 out of 4, sometimes 5 Fridays in a month. And what we do is sometimes called body doubling, meaning if you're feeling scattered or overwhelmed or don't know where to start with all the tasks on your to-do list, you can find me. A lot of people do this, but you can find me on first and final Fridays, usually 9:30, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'll go for a couple of hours doing some short, focused sprints where we try to get a thing done and then take a little break and chat about everything going on. So I've got a little intro question here. Is your current read a thumbs up or a thumbs down? And in case you're new here and you're just looking for like a new productivity buddy, my name is Margaret and I'm a historical fiction writer and eclectic reader. And the things going on today include I haven't gotten my first word session done for the month. It is the 28th of March. It is the final Friday. So I am pretty close. How close am I? Let's see. My word count is currently, oh, I did add it up. Currently, drum roll, 48,225. So I will probably get to 49.7. Probably won't hit 50,000 today, but maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. So I'm very close to hitting the word count for a drafting month, but there's going to be probably 4 or 5 days after that to finish the story. So that's my little author update. What else is going on today? I went to the farmer's market last night. It's like a thing in my hometown. And I fell into a bookstore. So I have a haul. If anyone is curious, there's some research, there are some comfort, there are some channel challenge reads. So if anyone wants me to share those later, I will do that. But for now, let's put up a time thing. So I usually go like 25 minutes so we can get into something. If we start at 5 after, I'll do 30. Keep it nice and even. Okay, and then I'll just say hi. I asked this early on. This is one of my very cool mugs at my parents' house, and I'm just having some black tea, milk and sugar. Jim says, hey y'all, don't forget to boop the like button. I'll just put the kettle on. Sounds good. Jim has 3 books on the go, including 2 mammoths. Yeah, I saw your thumbnail recently for April, and there are some big mammoths, which is to be expected. So, all right, well, Jim's going to put the kettle on. I'm going to, oh, okay, well, I thought I might be reading my current read, but I think I'm going to dive in to try getting some words. Instead of words, I went and got baked goods. So I already sort of treated myself this morning and my family. So I'm going to try to get some words down so that I chip away at the day's daily goal. But yeah, we'll get to the planning and the reading, hopefully in a later sprint. So. Okay, I will pop our banner up, and for the duration of 25 minutes, I'll just mute myself and we'll just see each other working to be an encouragement. So I hope that helps, and yeah, we'll see you in 25. Hey, Cat Paw. Morning, all. Room temp coffee. It's all good. It's all good. Everyone gets what they need. I hope that's what you need. I hope you're liking the room temp. Mine's room temperature now. So hopefully I'll finish it soon and get cracking on my words. All right. See you in 25 minutes, everybody. Okay, we're back. It is March 28th. That was from 10:05 to 10:30 a.m. and I got 49 words. All right, first session successful. Yeah, now you know what I look like when I write. I gaze off into space and I laugh at myself and I make weird expressions. I don't often do this on a productivity interview. So I'll hop over to doing something different now. Okay, so how'd you guys do? What are you guys up to? I got my words in. You saw that happening. We had a few people come in. We had Ray. It's been forever. Hello, hello, lovely. We had Elaine. Hi, hi, hi. We had Beth Ann, which is funny because I have my Scrivener window over this one so I could see when the chat moves. And I was like, color, color, color? Who do? And I was like, oh, Beth Ann. The long name. I saw part of a sign yesterday and it said horized. Horized. And I was like, what could that be? And then I saw authorized and I'm like, oh my God. Isn't it weird how when we chop up words differently, like they're unrecognizable? Anyway, Beth Ann says, I'll pop in and out around some brief meetings. We love to have you. I loved your flower post on Instagram. Startled Elaine. I started out with a quiet voice. So that's the best I can do since I don't have a fancy setup right now. Beth Ann's got some flowers. Yeah. Be back in a bit. All right. Jim says, I'm on page 149 of Cryptonomicon. I have my hot beverage ready to go. Nice. That's good. I think you were on like page 8 when I checked in at the first Friday. So that's 2 mammoths and good progress. Elaine says, forgot I had volume on iPad and puzzling over analytics on my computer. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the analytics thing, puzzling. I'll relate to puzzling. Anyway, we'll skip over that. Sounds good. Ray says, I got the pup and one of my cats with me. I don't think I told you I got a pup. A puppy. My sister just got a puppy. And someone else just got a puppy. And it's like springtime for puppies. Love it. What kind? Ray's working on some random writing projects. Terrible at planning. Well, yeah, I'm on and off the wagon on planning. So Leslie's here. Happy Friday. Leslie might be stream hopping from her own stream because I think she has a reading sprint for DL's books for later today for her interview with DL Tillery. So, how'd it go? How late did you stay up last night? I was on, it wasn't setting up the stream. I don't know what I did when I got back last night. Um, Oh no, it was words. I did have to do words after. See, this is me on a drafting month. I had to do words after my book haul. So Leslie was sprinting late and yeah, helped me get through it. Ray says about 100 words handwritten. Nicely done. And talking startled me as I am multitasking. Yeah. Yay to new puppies. We got hi. Yup. Oh, a healer. I don't know what those look like. And husky mix. I did just see 2 beautiful huskies this morning on my walk, which is nice. Got him last year and he just turned, I'm guessing 1 back in December. Cool. That's nice. Get you out, get in the sun, give you a routine. I think dogs kind of force people to, I don't know, be responsible sometimes. Jim says the second mammoth, the Magic Mountain, is at 88%. Oh, so we have We have feedback on which one was more engaging, I think, here. Hope to finish it before April. Only 3 days left of March. 88%. We got like 100 pages left or something, maybe. That's doable. Leslie says, I stayed up till midnight, but unfortunately I slept through my alarm. Oh boy. That's so funny. I just wrote a passage where someone slept through their normal wake up time. So maybe I was writing about you. I woke up right before 9 a.m. and I've been scrambling ever since. Oh. Oh, a healer is a okay, I know what Australian cattle dogs look like. They're cute. They're little mischief makers. They're cute. And that and a husky. Okay, I'm getting energy level high from both of those. So, oh, just turned 2. Okay. I met my hyperness match in a dog. That's great. Well, that's good. I like it. That's like beat your match. I'm his 6th owner. Oh, but he's the best dog in the world. What's his name? Dog name. What's the dog's name? Um, Leslie, drop a link for your interview with DL tonight if you would like. I can share some of the books that I got. This was one that was on my wish list that I found last night at Phoenix Books, The Confessions of Franny Langton by Sarah Collins. It's contemporary written, but it's a historical fiction, and it's blurbed by Emma Donoghue and Natasha Pulley and some other folks I don't know, and Lindsay Fay. So it's a gothic slave narrative, sort of a mix of different genres, but it was on my list and I thought, oh, yeah, $7. That's a good deal for me. I mean, it'll get you 6 eggs or a 300 plus page book, as we were talking about last night. Oh, Rhapsody. That's a beautiful name. Rhapsody. Is that hard to call out? Rhapsody? Do you shorten it to rap? I'm just thinking about this, thinking this through. Poor sweetie. Hope he is at his forever home. Me too. Leslie says, ooh, gothic. He definitely does. At his forever home, I think that is. Let's see. What else have we got? So here, for people who are in Victober, you may know that I try to get the lesser known classics because I've read the ones that I want to of the main classics, and you know, have been chasing some other ones with little success of pleasure. So I was gonna try this Frances Ellen Watkins Harper by Iola Leroy. This was first published in 1892, and it's Iola Leroy, the daughter of a wealthy Mississippi planter, travels to the north to attend school only to discover that she has Negro blood. So it's a story about someone's like awakening, and she has a tiff with her brother because he refuses to pass as white, and like there's all these like tensions and learnings going on in 1892. So, you know, interesting time, kind of like the Charles Chestnut. So I'm hoping it's going to be like a good era for me. So that's a classic. And then let's see. I found these mysteries that I got 3 of without knowing, because this one is on my wish list. It's a historical mystery, so it's Edwardian 1910, but set in Singapore, and they're by A.M. Stewart. And so Harriet Gordon Mysteries, she's written 3 so far, at least that I saw on the dollar shelf. So I got 3 of these books for $1. Well, $1 each. And they look very good. So I'm excited for those deals. All right. So Leslie's got her author interview link up there, and Elaine says, giving up on analytics, too frustrating. Back to reading The Future of Humanity by Michigan Kaku. Ooh, cool. And Ray says that book sounds like a good read. The Confessions one, I bet. But yeah. Okay, so Apologies for the stuffiness and all the nose blowing and sneezing, but we're gonna jump back into a sprint as it is 40 minutes after. Let's do 25 again and come back at 5 minutes after the hour. So, reading, planning, whatever you want to do, handwriting, and I will mute myself. And when I have to, take my face off the screen and have fun. Excellent. Excellent. I just finished the chapter of my current book. How'd you guys do? I will share the thing that made me smile. Never have I known any people who possessed the gift of good penmanship like the youth of these islands. He's talking about Shetland Islands. It's interesting. The youth. Maybe because the older generation wasn't literate. I don't know. And he's also talking about, this is John Murdoch, who's a land reform advocate and an exciseman for his day job. And he was being sent all over the islands, basically. So Shetland was one, and his next assignment was Inverness. And he's talking about how he had been at Shetland long enough and at this Croft house to put everything in the garden to good account. And he was miffed that he didn't get to enjoy the fruits of his labor for the potatoes, the turnips, the oats, the cabbage, the carrots, the parsnips. A man after my own heart. So, but I did have to go pick up another thing of sticky notes because I ran out. So now I'm tearing it up in little pieces. And I also had to go for a little bio break earlier because, yeah, we're down to one bathroom here. So a little tricky. Okay, so I think Rain must have just asked that. And that was our second sprint. It was 25 minutes. I didn't get much reading done, says Jim, just a couple of pages. I was distracted posting copies of my TBR to Instagram and my YouTube community page. Okay, see, we're getting sucked into the social media of the reading instead of the reading. This is relatable, Jim. Ray says 116 words, handwritten, working on a poetry collection. Oh, okay, so we had random writing, and now we're switching to poetry. I like it. Eva was working on poetry and posting some of it on TikTok. I don't know if you follow just Eva. Eva, that's her name these days. But it's been pretty health giving for her, so that's nice. Sorry about the one bathroom. That's always rough. We're down to one car. Yeah, exactly. So how'd you guys do? What'd you work on? We had 116 words. We had a couple pages. We had a couple people leaving. So Melissa was working at our closet and then had to go. Jocelyn popped in to give a like. She has got a busy day today. Yeah. Fridays tend to be busy. And today is no exception. I can keep going with my little haul. I think next sprint we'll do 25 minutes again, and I will have planning time. I'm going to switch from this. I'll read the notes because I finished the chapter, but I didn't read the footnotes. And then we'll move on to planning. But what else did I get? I've got, this is just like a fun one. Pole City Harbor by Mary E. Pierce. This is like written in 1978 or 80 or something like that. And I mean, look at that cover. It's exciting to me. It's historical fiction. There's bound to be some romance. It's set in Cornwall. So there's someone who is arriving in Cornish fishing village of Pole City. I don't know how you say Cornish things, so I could be completely wrong in that. She finds work and a home on the farm of Rachel Talek. And Talek is a name of an author who I know who writes about Iceland or Orkney. So it's kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of fun. And there's some eccentric people, and she's got friends. So wonderfully evocative. I don't know. I just figured, like, obscure book. It's got my name on it. And then Mary Gordon. So she's a prolific author, but I haven't read anything by her. So this is another like late 1970s or 80s a book. And the reason I picked it up, Final Payments for $1, is that the description sounded eerily similar to the plotline of Orla. And I was like, what? So, at the age of 30, suddenly freed from 11 years of unbroken devotion to a hopeless, bedridden man, standing at his open grave, she realizes she has no idea what she wants now, that she must indeed invent a new existence. For her first two tentative steps into a world now strange to her, she turns to two childhood friends. And I'm like, oh, what? So, hopefully that'll be a nice, obscure, but enjoyable read. And then this one had my name on it. Yeah, I just finished the book on William Morris, and now we're looking at Utopian Craftsman, and a book by Lionel Lambourne, and the arts and crafts movement from the Cotswolds to Chicago. So this is another one of those like pretty books that's got photographs and text and notes about who was with who and who got the idea where. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be so amazing. So another one of those slow reads where I dip in when I just want like eye candy. So I'm excited about that. On the same note of design, I found Silver Studio of Design. So this seems like someone who came a little bit after, but maybe mostly contemporaneous with William Morris. And he was a person in London. I think he was less stringent about like the standards of craftsmanship and was more like embracing that style. But we'll see. I haven't read about him. And this is, again, lots of photos, some color, decoration, and definitely a little bit more broad. So instead of just Morris's life, which ended around 1900, this goes up to 1940 because the studio started by Silver goes to his sons, and so they got another generation of design which morphs in the 20s and morphs again in the 30s leading up to 1940. So I'm excited to learn about the trends and why they happened. I like learning like that stuff. There's more books in this haul, y'all, but let's see. Yeah. Yay haul. That sounds like yeehaw. So I went down to used bookstore in downtown in my hometown in California, and I went around to observe farmers market, which is like a fun, busy, like lots of people walk around and buy stuff and eat food and whatnot. But also there's like a regular used bookstore there right on the edge of the farmers market area, and I hadn't been there yet, and I've been here almost a whole week, so I had to do it. And I told my parents it would be a quick walk. I was there for an hour, so picked up some books. I just like it's one of those. Woo! Sorry for that. It's one of those places where things are just every which way, and you have to like hunt around, and you can find great things. So that appeals to me. Treasure hunt. Jim says Shetland to Cornwall, two extremes of the UK. Yeah. And I don't know where the one set in Cornwall's author is from. So it could definitely be like an American just sort of picking a place. But we'll see. We'll see how accurate. I have not been to Cornwall or Devon. I think the farthest I've been is there's a town in Wales, Holyhead. I've been to Holyhead and I've been to Bath, and I think that's like the farthest west I've been in that area. So to be explored. Races. OMG, I kind of need that Utopian Craftsman book too. I know. Try and look it up on internetarchive.org. They might have it. Lionel Lambourne, if you want to rewind, is the author. So, I mean, it's like 50 years old at least. So, could be in there. Elaine says, slow reads and eye candy. Maybe, Jack last night was thinking about renaming his channel Smoky Reads. I was like, that's an interesting, sure, whatever. And then I was like, I like this. Slow reads and eye candy. That's open. That's a lot of different things. Leslie agrees. Slow read, eye candy sounds lovely. Right? Oh, so fun. Sounds so fun. Yeah. And Jim says, my brother lives in Cornwall. Bath is closer than Holyhead to Cornwall. Okay, I'm thinking Bath is further south, and Holyhead is like the North Wales part to take the ferry to Dublin, because that's why we were there. There's also Carnarvon Castle, which I remember, but I think that's also in the northern part of Wales, but don't quote me on that. It's been since 1995, so, the memory may be a little bit vague. Um, all right, so I'm still congested here. Let's do one more sprint, and then I'll finish up the haul at the end. So we'll have one more 25-minute sprint till 40 minutes, and then chitter chatter. Do 240. So it's gonna be my blending sprint. Boom. Shakalaka. Have fun, everyone. Reading, writing, preachifying. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Elaine says, may need to watch some eye candy this weekend. Farscape? Anybody? Jim says, I was in Carnarvon in 1983. Oh my God. It is North Wales. Okay. Thank you for, putting me on the map in the right place. Okay. Muting myself. See you in 24 minutes now. Bam! 3 minutes. There we go. Okay. So we've completed our third sprint. We're almost done with our 2 hours of productivity. So if you joined me here and you don't know, subscribe to the channel. I like to talk about eclectic reads. I'm going to finish off the haul of eclectic and obscure books you've never heard of, probably. And I think I'm going to make another post about photos of the week on my Patreon. So you can subscribe for free to see the blog posts, which are not very frequent at the moment because I'm drafting. So that's got my focus at the moment. But yeah, how did we do? Last third and final sprint for Final Friday. So 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 more books to share about. So let's see what you think about them. I was just putting them in a Storygraph, and a lot of them didn't have an entry. So I was busy taking pictures of covers, transporting it from the phone to the computer, and entering in their information. So we've got A Radical Priest in Mayo, talking about Father Patrick Lavelle. And, you know, his lifespan is 1825 to 1886. So he's going to be in between the two eras that I'm interested in writing about, the 30s, where he was 10 years old, and 86, land reform in Scotland. So I might be able to pull some details for one or other of those timelines, but Gerard Moran, it's definitely like Irish politics and religion book. It looked really interesting. So we got that at Phoenix Books for research, obviously. This lovely find, I mean, okay, Palgrave Macmillan is a very niche academic publisher. So I saw this and I was like, oh, dude, this is a find. And look how specific it is. British Aestheticism and the Urban Working Classes from 1870 to 1900. Beauty for the People by Diana Maltz. And it's got a bunch of different contributors, but she's the editor. And it's even signed by her. So cool. From 1994. This was the most expensive book at $12.50. So I think I got a deal there. But yeah, British aestheticism is something that William Morris saw come up and disdained. It was sort of like stripping everything away, kind of like what some people might consider the Instagrammable, white, neutral, monotone that we have today, but a little different materials and whatnot. And this is that idea, maybe contributing to, or, you know, bouncing off of the ideas of urban working poor. So I'm very curious about that one. Then we've got Life in an English Village by Maud Davis. This is a book written in 1909, I believe. Yeah. She wrote a fictional story and very thinly disguised people that she knew, and then the village was in an uproar because it was very easy to tell whose secrets she was spilling. So she sort of died in infamy 4 years later, but this is giving lots and lots of great details for Edwardian English village. So I just snapped that up. Seemed like a fun one. How we doing? Let me catch up on the chat here. How'd you do? Okay, so we left off North Wales. This was my update. I had a realization when I brought all the baked goods back. I took the cookie out because I was going to separate it so that it didn't get eaten, and then I forgot and I left it on the table. So hopefully it's not gobbled completely up. Lucky those cookies weren't eaten. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gone down yet. Oh my god, the coffee mug I'm using is the exact same color Yeti twins. I like this color a lot. I tried to match it with my theme color here. Obviously, I didn't do exactly right. But it's kind of like, what's the word? Ultramarine. A little different. But anyway, I like that with red, and those are sort of my channel colors. I got red pants, red trousers on. Oh, Melissa came in. I didn't even notice. I was so focused on my story graphing. Made it with 20 minutes to spare. Hello, Melissa. Actually, just 2 minutes to spare. Yeah, yeah, I left a little bit of room for chat at the end. I even have your notifications turned on, she says, and yet YouTube failed to notify me of your live stream. I put this up last night, so this was not a pop-up. This was like they had time to like process. Come on, Google. Racist about 165 handwritten poem-ish words stuff. Oh, I need more coffee. Nice. That's great. So it was like over 100 each time. Whoop. Sorry, I'm just throwing my phone around. Well done. It might be time to take the puppy out. It might be time to do some dog TLC here. Tiffany's here. Hi, saying hello all. And Jim says he got to page 158 of Cryptonomicon. 10 minutes reading and 10 minutes doing physio exercises to unfreeze my frozen shoulder. Way to go. So many people I know have those like issues and are working on them. So good reminder. I'm going to do a little like shoulder roll because I think I hunch a lot and I do like walks and I do some of this in the gym, but I'm off the gym for 3 months while I'm traveling down here and there's no 24-hour fitness. So good reminder. Thank you. Well done. Tiffany says that looks like a different background. Yes, I am traveling. This is my childhood bedroom with leftover books that aren't mine. And that's the closet with a shoe case that isn't being used. And currently the closet's being used for the cat litter box. So that may be why I'm like so runny nose, because I'm allergic to like cat urine, and it's right there. And the cat litter that was left here last time I was visiting is quite Glade plug-in level. It's like really strong. Ugh. So Elaine says I'm now reading about Musk as a book about travel to Mars. What? Going to be a tough chapter to read. Wait, what are you reading? I thought it was like some... What? Okay, clarify. I'm confused. I thought it was like a self-improvement, self-help, or like spirituality book. Tiffany says, I'm reading through a story that I wrote about half of to see if I can finish it quickly, and eating chips. Chips are good. We had corn chips, like chip dippers last night with guacamole, and I did not need to try those again and realized that they were really tasty because now they're back on my radar. Melissa says that is very specific. Beauty for the people sounds so interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to investigate what aestheticism was, because I was more into arts and crafts style, but they didn't like aestheticism because it was too uniform and wasn't allowing people to be free. So I'm wondering what they marketed to the urban working poor, you know. Lane says, nice find and signed. I know, by an academic prof in 1994. And when I told my mom that, she was like, oh, wait, that's almost 20 years ago. Yeah. Melissa says, I was wondering the fate of the cookie. I don't know. I haven't been downstairs yet. I don't know. I love robin's egg blue. Yeah, I mean, it might be robin's egg blue. It's too green for that for me, but I do like that color too. Oh, or ultramarine. Yeah. Get it together, YouTube. Shakes Fest. Looks teal to me. See, teal I think of as much more saturated color. This is much lighter, closer to white. I don't know. Congrats to Ray. Aquamarine? Mint? Aqua? Yeah, aqua. I mean, you can look at this. I don't know. I'm not consistent with it. Hope your shoulder loosens up. Yeah, Ray says over 300 words written during the sprint stream today. Rhapsody is sleeping, but I'm sure as soon as I mention snap or cheese, he will be awake. Oh, I wonder if saying those out loud will trigger anything. Thank you to Melissa. The future of humanity. Nope, not self-help. Okay, the future of humanity. Or like making me angry. Published in 2018. Who's it by? I mean, that's a very general title, so it's not ringing a bell. But let me know. Okay, I've got a few more books to get through. The haul was big, y'all. T.H. White, who I have not read, but who is like an acknowledged Arthurian master fiction writer. Okay, I had to hide that for a bit. For a sneeze. I saw this, England Have My Bones. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is a memoir about his time in the 1930s. And just like I liked reading through the H.V. Morton books, which are sort of early travelogues in the 1920s and 30s and 40s. I think I like this. I haven't written anything about that time period. I haven't gotten into it. There's a lot of storylines that, like, I don't know about, and then they lead into World War II, so it's kind of a saturated area, and I try to pick out pockets of history that are less known. But yeah, the 30s is an interesting one in England, so I thought that would be nice reading, but also, I don't know, interesting research. I haven't put that one in yet, so I gotta keep it separate. Ooh, if Leslie is still here, look what I nabbed. Calling for a Blanket Dance by Oscar Hoquea. So this is a recent novel, and it's a Native American author who's also got Mexican identity that he plays with in this contemporary novel. And sorry, y'all. Let's see. I don't think it's horror adjacent. So this is why I was more keen. This is why this is on my wish list. And so I saw that and I was like, ooh, this is good. $8.50. So that's sort of like the fair price at a used bookstore for a used copy. Great condition. So another challenge read for the channel, which I'm excited about. Okay, so another oldie, obscure one. This is, I'm sure if you're familiar with print on demand, you know that this is one of those. It's in the public domain, so someone like Xerox the library copy, and so its quality's not great. But it's definitely readable. It's the personal narrative of the Irish Rebellion of 1798 by Charles Hamilton Teeling. So, I mean, this is the thing that's driving the action of the generation that I'm talking about in the UK in my current series. And so I want to know better about this. I have The Year of the French, which is a highly researched book, but it's too specific. Like, I don't understand the references that are being made. So maybe this will have more background, although it's a personal narrative just written down. We'll see. I'm willing to take more than one stab at it, so we'll see if that helps. We've got Obasan. So classic by Joy Kogawa. I think this is a Canadian read, but my dad didn't know about this. It's the Japanese internment or displacement that happened during World War II in Canada. So I'm not familiar with this. I haven't heard much about it, but I have heard this mentioned in Asian authored classic 20th century reads. So I just thought that'd be a good one to pick up. And yeah, literary fiction, historical, my bag. And the final one here, is one I've already read, but it was like, this is on the dollar shelf, y'all, and I love Susanna Kearsley, so if I find someone who would like this book, which is about 18th century history, time slip, Russians, Scots, and conniving politicians, like, hit me up. I'll send it to you, because it was only $1. So, there we go. Here's my little book haul, my big book haul. I carried those back. It was only like half a mile. So okay, so catching up back on the chat. Oh, okay, it auto corrected. All right, let's see. Here we were. Beth Ann's back. Hello again. We just got a delivery of several native azalea bushes to put in our front garden. Spring is so close. That's exciting. Azaleas. I was just thinking about how so many garden plants that are from far off exotic, like tropical places and brought into our lexicon from imperial, conquest and bad stuff. And now they're occupying this space in my brain, which is like, oh, they're so middle class suburban housewife because like, don't ruin my petunias. I've got this weird layer of understanding of what a petunia is or what a geranium is or what a what was the other one? Not azalea, but the rhododendrons, because the Brits took them from other places and brought them back where they could survive in like the tropical wash of the West Coast. Anyway, yeah, it's weird because they're like, well, these are normally in like, I don't know, Peru or like Ghana. Like, what? Why do I have this suburban housewife from the 1940s voice in my head talking about? Anyway, I just thought that was funny that you're talking about azaleas because those are in my brain there. Thank you. Sneezerific. Okay, it autocorrected to Michigan last time. So Michio Kaku. Okay, thank you. And is it written in English or is it translated? I'm just like, it sounds like a Japanese name. Beth Ann says, read cat litter. I started using the Oiko brand, which is basically sawdust, and it's so much nicer than anything else I've ever tried. Really? No scent and no dust. Okay, because I get the dust with my normal brand. This is like scented, which is terrible, but my normal brand is the Petco refill because I only use one container and it lasts me like 6 years so far. So it's great. But well, I'll check that out because like, yeah, that would be nice. And the clumping isn't great on the one I have now. It's not very reliable. So thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to star that in case I have to come back for that name. Jim says, my wife says, bless you. She's watching something on her phone. What's bless you in Georgian? I don't know. Don't put it in Georgian Cyrillic, please. Put it in English thing so we can see how to pronounce it. Or like slight wood scent. Yeah, if it's sawdust. Pretty neutral. And like wood, I mean, yeah, that's going to be a good smell. T.H. White, I have his Once and Future King to read, says Elaine. I used to have a copy of that. I think I gave it away because I hadn't read it in like years. So tell me if you enjoy it. It's a good Celtophile one. Leslie says, yes, calling for a blanket dance. Yay. And I think she said, glad you could get a copy. Dave. Hi, Dave. Soon to be outsold by Personal Narrative of the American Rebellion of 2025. Oh, I think you're talking about something of humanity. Yeah, it's bleak. Hi, Dave. Leslie says, beautiful. Glad you had a chance to grab a copy. There, that's what I saw when I logged back in. Sup? Every says, those will be beautiful. I'm allergic to those flowers, though. The azaleas. Ooh. Aww. Yeah. Photos are good. Photos are good. Elaine says, to Dave, keeping an eye on the weather. No ice yet, thankfully, and reading. Good. What are you reading, Dave? Yeah, current reads. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's going to be 72 degrees here tomorrow in New Jersey or somewhere in Connecticut. It's like 50 in the morning. I think it gets up to 60 here in California. So we're going through a little cold spell. Yeah, 61 right now. We had one really warm day and I was like sweating, going, oh my God, did I bring all the wrong things? But thankfully it's cool again. Totally with you about ornamental garden plants. Frustratingly, we have some azaleas and rhododendrons in the yard already, but they are non-native varieties, even though there are native azaleas and rhododendrons in Pennsylvania. What? Huh. Cool. Okay. Maybe it's like a Western Africa and Eastern Americas, both have the lines, fossils, roots. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, Kaku, written in English, he's an American theoretical physicist. Oh, wow. Cool. Okay. Michio. I thought that would be a woman. See, this is why I don't do well with Japanese names. I thought the O indicated a female name. All right, still learning. I thought Michigan Kaku was such a cool name. Autocorrect. Dave's got nothing right now at work. Okay. Hey, Jenny. Hey, peeps. Races 61 is a cold spell for there. I mean, for March in California, it pretty much is. Yeah. Jim says in Georgian, Jamrtloba, after sneezing means health. Is it J or is it Y? John Martaloba. Thank you. Thank you. I said, hey, Jen. Hey, Dave. Oh, Jenny. It is an I. Got it. Hey, Dave. Leslie says, half listening since I'm reading. Are we talking cat litter? I use a litter that looks like pellets. I think I use pine. Okay. Is it thumbs up? Okay, maybe we need to have a cat litter stream. Ray says, I need to get my garden going. There's one plant at the house. We haven't been able to figure it out since we bought it. Figure out how to make it thrive or figure out what it is. You could always like post a picture. Plant ID. Community help. Just got to the chapter on musk, says Elaine. Yeah. Oklahoma has at least one kind of native azalea. What? But that's in the middle of the country. Okay, my theory just went out the window. They plant them in a lot of public parks here, and they're gorgeous. Yeah, azaleas are pretty. They're pretty. Have to head out. Bye, Bethan, for a meeting. Fun stream. Yeah. So I did one thing of words, but it was only like 500. So I'll have to do 2 more sessions today. I got my baked goods in the morning out in Los Osos. I got to enjoy the beautiful atmosphere fog of Los Osos near the coast and all the ducks. And I saw another woodpecker. I like woodpeckers are drawn to me on this trip. I'm digging it. And so now I'm going to break for lunch and then come back and do some more magazine work, hopefully. And maybe a bit more reading. Oh, no more reading for the day. I got my, 5 pages in from John Murdoch. I got to go back to taxes. That is my quest. So yeah, join me in taxes if anyone hasn't finished theirs. No, you don't. We use Arm & Hammer's slide or we will get clay litter. My cats will use the pellets. Okay, I've heard of clay litter. Yay, smell of coffee. Coffee? I missed something. Cat litter is like little gravel stones. That's what mine is like little gray bits. So maybe it's different for everyone and we're just allergic to different things, but I will check out the Oiko one. That sounds interesting. Cool. All right, people talking on Voxer. I love it. Plant ID pictures to happen perhaps in the future. Thank you so much for coming today to Body Double and bonus, find out that I can't stay out of a bookstore. I was telling my family and a friend last night, it's like that meme that I see on TikTok where someone's walking along on the sidewalk and they trip, or someone puts their foot out to trip them at a shop, and the shop has like their little card reader and then like the little bag, and they go boop, 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 and they get back up and they have a beautiful bag full of books. Oops. How did that happen? That's exactly how it happened. So, yeah, and I told Leslie that last night because it just made me smile. So thank you for joining me for that. I will be back on Sunday for I don't know what yet, because it was going to be Samantha Shannon, but we've had to change the date. So fingers crossed, I'll figure something out. That'll be fun. And yeah, is it really possible to stay out of a bookshop? No. Who would want to? I want to live in one, right? So with that happy note instead of Elaine's note, I'll sign off and say, see you guys later. Take care of yourselves and happy reading.